Yo fam, what's good? Appreciate you guys. Welcome back again to another one of my guides, this time for the Grandmaster Nightfall, the Disgraced. This week is double rewards, so make sure you get into it. It's super easy, and here's a strat that's going to work for most of you. Righto guys, let's get into the loadouts. Now I'm running a Banner Titan with Ursa Furiosa's, and so is Fish, and Millie is running a Warlock with Stasis with the Turret. As I said, this is all out trying to make sure we clear ads, we can chain these supers as much as we can to help each other out. I'm running a Witherhoard with Vision of Confluence, and I'm running a Hezin's Vengeance with Lasting Impression. Now, anti-barriers and unstoppable champions. So any scout rifles, any auto rifles, I prefer to say a scout rifle is better. There's lots of solar shield and lots of arc shields in it. So there's only two ones. You pretty well have more arc probably than solar. Blinding nades help heaps as well, so you can see Fish is running a similar loadout to what I am. He's running blinding grenades with a scout rifle, and then also the Anarchy. And you can see there he's got the Ursa Furiosas. Now breach and clear, we're all running breach and clear as well to keep breaching those champions to make sure we can knock them down as quickly as we can. And you can see Millie's loadout here with her stasis. This is her stasis for her turret. As you can see there, Bleak Watcher. And there's what she's got. She's got Chains, Torment, Bonds, Endurance. Once again, she's got Blinding Nades on, and she's also running a Scout with Arc and a Anarchy. As I said, it's plenty of Arc damage. She's running the Aeon Soul for us to generate heavy for us as well, so we can continually keep smashing those bosses. But I think the big play here is to have... You'd even go down the path of having 2 rockets just so that you can clear those champions quicker and knock them out as fast as you can. This week, as I said, is all about those double rewards, and we have the Palindrome, the Swarm, and the Shadow Price up for grabs. So we have all 3, and you will get lots of drops. I think I got about 5 or 6 exotics for the first 2 runs, and I got a few of the Adept versions of the guns as well. This is a fun one. It's not hard at all. It has some moments in it. The 2 Titans definitely do help out a lot. So, it's not the fastest strat by any means, but this is a way that you and your friends can clear this and have success. Take that steady approach. Make sure you're chaining those Ursa Furiosas together nice and tight. So make sure you're communicating really well with each other, and you basically want to be absorbing as much damage as you can. So the stasis does hinder us a little bit at times when we throw that stasis turret a little early. The stasis turret's there just to support us and give us a bit of protection. Those Ursas need to be there popping those as many orbs as possible. So I speed this up. No one wants to see me driving a Sparrow. Straight into the first part, which we're going to encounter an absolute bucket ton of ads. This is probably one of the most challenging parts. As I said, the start of this is definitely harder than the end of the encounters. So if you look here, you've got 2 anti-barriers straight off the bat. Lots and lots of ads. So lots of arc shield. The captains there, they do hurt. I think I die straight off the bat here. I get slapped, but actually something comes in and actually swords me. So you will get hurt a hell of a lot. So make sure you have all your charge with light mods on and stuff like that. Protective light, concussive dampener, arc resistance if you've got it. And you just want to play it steady and safe. As you can see here, look at us working these anti-barriers straight off the bat. There's that lasting impression rocket, and it defeats the champion. So the lasting impression rocket fires a rocket, sticks into the actual enemy and does damage at a bit of a delayed, and it's a bit more of a larger impact. And there goes my death. As I said, deaths are going to be unavoidable here, guys. There's lots of ads, lots of things shooting you from every which way. You don't have supers at the start. Play it steady, and you'll be fine. You will get lots of lives. I think we die a few times through this run, and we still end up with a fair few lives left over at the end. You can die. I mean, hey, if you can get a flawless, good work for you guys. But this one's about getting you guys some loot and getting you guys these clear. So with this one, this gave me my Gilded Conqueror seal, which is pretty cool. But this is the last one that I needed. And this one was fun. We ran it probably 3 or 4 times. We got some loot. And we had a bit of fun with it. There goes another death. As I said, you're going to cop these deaths. Unfortunately, you're just going to have to play it safe through here and make sure. So keep clearing these ads. As I said, with the Horde here, I feel this with the Horde option was fantastic for clearing ads. Just keeping things at bay. There's another barrier champion up there. Got killed again, yeah. So another tip, and I started doing it after I got killed then, is to block that doorway off with one of the banners from the Titan, which I think you'll see me do in a second. You pop the banner there so you can't get shot from the side. That's probably the thing that hurt the most there was, yeah, there were ads that we couldn't see, or I personally couldn't see, and you know, we were all focused on it. So I pop a banner there, and then that way then I can focus directly and solely on these ads in front of me, and hopefully, from memory, we get this empty barrier down fairly quickly. We can move on. You know, there's many different weapon strats you can use here, guys. This is particularly what we're using. It works for us. So we had quite good success. Nothing out of the ordinary. We 23 minutes, 24 minutes, which is a comfortable time. We weren't rushing. Yeah, this was about us trying to get through and get the reward and you know, not fail. As I said, you could run things like your Chaos Reaches and you know, maybe a Thunder Crash for a bit of extra oomph, especially for the boss DPS. But I really don't think you need it. I think you could go with something similar to what we have. I personally think that maybe running you know, one less blinding grenade, then running two with a horde with two lasting impression rockets could be a play. You know, as I said, it's really about a mixture of how you guys play and what can work for you. I think that the extra DPS from the rocket definitely does help, and just having those extra rockets at the boss probably could have got it done a little bit quicker. Certainly could have helped with knocking down those champions quickly. Just make sure you grab a bit of ammo here, guys, before you head on up. That's the main one. Make sure you just run around and grab some ammo. You should get some. As I said, we've got Millie running the Aeons, so she's going to generate a special and heavy every time she does a champion. But you know, they are a little harder to get to these champions. It's not as easy as some of the other ones. There, lots of servitors in this one, which are a pain because they tether all the other ones and cause them to be immune. So when that happens, it does make it a little bit more difficult to get close enough to get the finishes. Push on down. Now this is where the Ursa is going to come in massive play here. So yeah, go there and you'll see what happens with this rocket here. You'll see how awesome the rocket is. See the damage that it did. You can really take out these champions really quickly. Stand here at the door. One of us needs to pop our shield in a minute, our banner, which I think from memory Fish does. No, I do. And you're going to see me here, and you stand at the doorway. Let your two teammates just focus on knocking out all these ads in front of us here. And yeah, I'm just going to be hopefully getting it. You can see I'm not getting enough damage to me, so I'm not going to get much of my super back. You want to be popping heaps of balls. So I've got half that, which is not ideal. Fish is going to go down, he's going to generate this forward. And you just see here that, you know, the idea is what's happening with Fish right now is he's generating lots and lots of points. He's getting his super back, I'm gaining my super back, Millie's getting her super back, and you know, that's realistically all you need to do. So I can grab these last few orbs now and I'll have my super directly back again. So, you know, you're fairly well protected, you're able to pick these ads off fairly easily. If you don't have two Ursas, you probably could get away with running a well or even a bubble, but you can't shoot through a bubble. That's the problem with those Ursas, and you are chaining those supers fairly quickly. As I said, there's lots of different loadouts you could try. This is just the one that I think is going to give you the most success. The Hunter Stasis could probably be replaced with just about anything. I think the two key plays here for success, consistently, even probably for the least experienced players, is definitely to have two of the Ursa Furiosa Titans. Definitely going to make life a little bit easier on you guys. And as you can see here, times get tough if we're just not making any inroad. You just pop out a super and the guys can push forward and we can start picking some stuff off. So the Shriekers up there are going to do a hell of a lot of damage if they hit you. So if you can focus those as soon as they pop. I think they do pop in a second. There's one there. So they do hurt and they will pretty well wipe you out pretty quick. So try and take them out as soon as you can, and then that way then you can focus back onto the ads. think in total 4 anti-barriers in this room. So there's 2 up on the little platforms, and then there's 2 down low. They are a little bit of a pain to kill these ones, because ones on platforms, they just keep falling backwards, and then you lose sight of them and you can't put any damage into them, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, as I said, slow and steady, just stay back, throw some breach and clear onto them, and you know, some rockets and things like that, and you should be able to get it done fairly comfortably. As I said, slow and steady wins the race. See here, it's a hell of a lot easier if you all work together as well on them. I think I was the only one shooting that particular one. Didn't communicate well here. 2 of us were shooting the right one, and 1 of us was shooting the left. This one's down. Continue to keep picking away at those anti-barriers, as you can see there, and that'll eventually drop it, and that'll kill it. Now, if you are running someone with Swifties, you want to make sure, with the Aeons, you want to make sure they try and finish at least probably 1 or 2 of these champions down here. That way then you guys can be as aggressive as you want with your heavy, so your Anarchy users can spam the absolute crap out of it, and people running rocket launchers can, you know, use the rocket launchers up. So, you know, right now I have quite a few rockets. I haven't used that many of them, so I've still got 6. But I know the Anarchy guys were a bit low, so I think we finish maybe 1, maybe 2 of these champions down here, and then that way then we can reload our heavies and make sure that we have plenty to go into the next round. I think she might have missed that one. I think my rocket killed it beforehand, but yeah, as I said, that's, yeah, whether we get it here or not, the idea would be to do exactly what we're doing here, try and stun one of them, and try and get the finish. So I don't think we got a finish on them at all. But yeah, there's still a fair few champions, so don't stress if you don't. We're going to run straight in and get another 2 anti-barriers up here. So this time that's the servitors. So just be careful. You're going to run straight out, and you're going to get 2 of them straight off the bat here. So you're going to get rushed by a few lads. Kill those. Work the anti-barriers here. Now, as soon as these anti-barriers drop, you're going to do what I did. There's 2 little vandals down the end, and I got slapped straight away as I walked around the corner. So be very, very wary that there is 2 snipers as soon as you walk around the corner. From about where those anti-barriers are there, you're going to get sniped straight off the bat. So I think I push forward and get clapped straight off the bat. So they're both down there waiting there, so just be mindful of that. So maybe push to the left instead of doing what I did, and push forward. Luckily we've got plenty of lives. Now pretty well here on, now it gets a little bit dicey for a little bit, and then we push into the boss room. Now the boss room itself's not hard. As I said, once again, it's just slow and steady wins the race. So you want to run through here as quickly as you can. You may get lucky on the way through, and sometimes you can get a flag. If you can get a flag bonus, you get, you know, extra, especially if you haven't got a super or anything like that. But just straight down where I shoot this Wither Horde, you'll normally see a flag. If there is a flag, grab it. Free ammo, free super. Push through past all these ads here. You don't have to kill any of these, just, you know, make your way through. I would probably kill any of the exploding troll, just because if they do explode on you, they will hurt a hell of a lot. And then push on through, open this door, and then we'll see our first look at the boss. Now back in D1, anyone of us that played in D1, the Omnigul Strike, which is this from, I actually run the Omnigul Strike a hell of a lot to get a grasp of Malik, and you know, as much as I would love to see that gun return, yeah, it would have been cool to have that as a Nightfall reward, but alas we don't. But we used to be able to melt the boss right here. Unfortunately you can't do that anymore, but you do have to damage it and kill all the rest of the ads. Now you will get your first unstoppable champion here. You will get a couple of anti-barrier as well, so I think from memory there is 2 anti-barriers here, and then you've got the overload champion just around the corner. So the good thing, I personally, I think the Unstoppable champion with the Unstoppable grenade launcher, I think they're the easiest champions to contend with. I think Overload definitely be the hardest, and then Anti-Barrier is a close second. Just the way the shields regen on them is kind of annoying. I said some solar shields in the back there, so we need to make sure to pick them off. And don't be afraid to use your supers. Chaining these supers, making sure we get through here unscathed in a quick manner. Last thing you want is a couple of deaths and then one person's put under pressure, because there is a hell of a lot of firepower here. You see we retreat. Just those wizards are just pummeling us down there. So there's two solar ones, just two normal wizards down the back there, and then you've got the boss. So all three of them condensing their attack at us, and made it a little bit harder. So we just had to play it a little bit steady. We have to try and put some DPS into that boss, so that the boss pisses off. So once you've DPS'd it enough, it'll just piss off at the top, and then we can make our way through. Don't shoot your with a horde into the roof like I did then. Luckily with a horde doesn't kill you. But as I said, this can be a little bit annoying. This is where I think those extra rockets could have maybe come in handy. I personally didn't throw any rockets, and that's solely because I didn't have many left. I only had 3 left. But I can see a brick there, so I think let's go and grab the brick. And then I've got a little bit of rockets up my sleeve for the Unstoppable is just here. So what I do is I hit it with my Wither Horde, and then basically I did a couple of different things. So I didn't do it here, but what I do is hit it with the Wither Horde, stun them, and then throw 2 straight directly, one after the other of the lasting impression rockets. Pretty well kills them instantaneously. So I actually played a little bit safe here, but then on the next one I actually done it in the way that I said. So, but it's still once the same. It's not hard. The hardest thing here is going to be the anti-barrier that's up the top. So there's an anti-barrier knight all the way up the top. He hurts. You can see him throwing arc bolts at you right now. He's way out the top there. Now if you can get a breach onto him, get a breach and clear up there, and throw a rocket at him. But yeah, he will hurt you a hell of a lot. Plus you've also got a few knights down low shooting you as well, so that doesn't help either. So that should get him. I think from memory that does will kill him. Yeah. So that's see the lasting impression rocket and how well it plays. As I said, maybe 2 of them versus the 2 anarchies, but all in all, I think the result that we had here was fairly consistent. We didn't push ourselves too hard. And we got a couple of them clear, so I don't think you guys will have much struggle with this week, and I think it's a great opportunity, especially while it's double rewards, to farm as much as you can, especially if you didn't get a God Roll Palindrome. Palindrome is a great hand cannon for PvP, plus the Swarm Adept, which I haven't really used my Swarm too much, but it's always good to get the rolls while they're available. And Shadow Price is a good auto rifle. It's probably not the top tier auto rifle, but it's certainly another great option in the way of kinetic auto rifles. And the Adept Big One mod and stuff like that you can get. If you don't have all those mods, you can get them from this as well. Not to mention you also get all the golf balls and the prisms and stuff like that as well. So if you're looking at upgrading armor, which you're going to need to upgrade some armor, I'm going to be making a mod video in the coming week or so, just in relation to charge with light and stuff like that. So you're going to need a lot of that, a lot of those materials to upgrade armor and stuff like that. So if you haven't got 10 energy on your favorite armor, this is a good opportunity to get the materials that you need to be able to do that. And I think that's the big key here, is to be able to do that and comfortably not have to spend too much. Just make sure you clean out your postmaster, otherwise you'll end up like me and they will disappear from your postmaster. So I lost 10 golf balls because my loot went in there and absolutely wiped them out. But you see here the boss, you just want to DPS her until she despawns, and she'll spawn up the top. So, you know, it's about, I think from memory, it's about a quarter of the first bar, or the full first bar there. It is a little bit of damage, but not a huge amount. And then once she spawns up there, we're going to get a wave of ads with, I think, with anti-barriers. So once again, I think this is where the rocket or maybe a chaos reach or something might come in handy, or something with a bit of oomph to it to really speed this process up a little bit. Like we do waste probably a good 5 to 6 minutes here in this encounter, just plugging along and killing ants and stuff. Once again, as I said, it's not a speed race. It's not here, you know. But the faster you can, you know, if you're limited on time, the faster you can run these and knock them out, the better off you're going to be for getting loot and things like that. Don't forget, guys, if these are helping you out and you do enjoy these videos, please drop a thumbs up. And if you really do, make sure you subscribe, hit the little bell, and turn on some notifications so you know every time I drop a video. Whether you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, as I said, both avenues are great. If you are on YouTube, fb.gg/iseeker. I stream every day nearly, and do great help for the community and trying to empower people to be better at the game. So I would appreciate some love over there. If you're watching this on Facebook, head on over to the YouTube channel. Just look up iSeeker over on YouTube, and you'll see more content there. I am going to start posting more content on the YouTube page instead of the Facebook page, just because, you know, I think that's where people want to see the content more, and, you know, at the same point in time, one-stop shop for everything. So more arc shields here, as I said. Yeah, the banners certainly work. Knock out these last of these arc shields, and then you can, once you've got the last of these arc shields down, the boss is going to spawn just above us, just here where I'm standing, and you'll just start the DPS process. Now, you know, with a horde and anarchy on, and, you know, this is where the rockets will come. Now, I can't remember exactly how much each rocket does, but you got to make sure you hit her with it. It's not like a normal rocket, so she's stuck with it. 11,000 on initial impact, and then I think 40,000 on the secondary impact. So you can see there's a fair chunk of her health gone. So this is what I'm saying. Like, maybe if we had those extra rockets, you know, we would be able to do even more damage quicker. But so 40,000. Is the explosive damage on it, so that's with breaching clear properly. So, you know, as I said, it's a good amount of damage. I don't know how many stacks of Argent's Ordnance. I think I've only got maybe one stack of Argent's Ordnance on because I'm running all the other stuff as well. And you will get an unstoppable here as well. So this is the last of the champions that spawn up here. Then you've got two unstoppables that spawn down below. This is all cleared. Down where the boss originally spawned. Once those are gone, that's the last champions. So you won't get any more champions from here on in. It's just clear to continue to DPS the boss. So yeah, so there's the other. Actually, sorry, it might be only one overload, unstoppable, one normal. So you can pop these shields. As I said, you can see how easy this has been. We don't have to pop them too much. You can be pretty strategic with popping them. Once those are down, it's pretty home sailing from here. And DPS the boss. So you can see we've got her at about half damage. Throw some rockets into her. I think I killed myself again here. I think maybe get a little overconfident. And there's a couple of little places you can set up just behind me. Here's a little room there. You can sit in that room. It's a little bit safer. Less ads and stuff, but I really think if you're smart, you really don't have to sit back up the top. You really don't. I think you've got plenty of space and time to be able to sit back and pepper ads And if you use your supers wisely, you really don't have to worry about anything else. This boss, throw another rocket on this boss. It's absolutely caned me. Let's just see, we've got 19 revives still. A little bit of damage still to go. I think she moves down once that last health bar is gone. I think from memory. Down to the very last health bar. Thereabouts. So a little bit under it, and she'll despawn and she'll spawn back down the bottom, and that's it. Once you kill the boss now, it's all over. So you'll get a few ads spawn next to you. But not many. It's all pretty well directly in front of you now. So if you get to this part here, just start using all your heavy. Everything you've got, throw it at her. And you can see there she hasn't got a lot of damage left, but it does take a little bit of effort still, especially without, as I said, those kill supers. So if you had a Geomags Warlock, you would be able to, with the Chaos Reach, you'd be able to do a fair bit of damage right now. Maybe a Thunder Crash Titan, definitely be able to do a bit more damage here. Golden Gun, there are all ways you could probably speed this all up, but once again, I wanted to do a strat that was easy and effective for you guys to be able to think. So, fine tune the strat so it works for you guys, so you can trim down your times and stuff like that. You want to be aiming for trying to get these done in under 20 if you can. But yeah, work on a strat that works for you guys, and what weapon loadouts and stuff, and just make sure you let me know in the chat just what you are running. As I said, there's no wrong and right way to run this if you get the clear. As I said, these guys are just here to try and help you guys understand the best way to guarantee a clear if you're struggling to get the clear. And usually once you get it off your back, you can sort of run it through a few times. If this is your first ever Nightfall, it's a great one to come into as well if you're Grandmaster, because it's very manageable. It's not fast paced. It's not chaotic. It's nice and steady, and the rewards are great at the moment. So, as I said, there you go, guys. There goes the win. You'll see the loot pop up on the side. It absolutely goes nuts. We all got plenty of adept weapons and stuff. You can see them all popping there. But yeah, hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully you guys can get some success from it. I'm going to continue to keep popping these kinds of videos out, guys. So if you are enjoying them, or if you have some ideas of videos you'd like me to do, please pop a bit in the chat, let them know. Send me a DM, whatever you need to do. I really want to continue to keep helping the community where I can. And the people that have been enjoying these videos have been getting some great success from them. And this is about empowering you guys as players to make sure that you guys are getting the best out of yourselves and the things that are available to you. So once again, this has been an absolute blast. I do appreciate it. Thank you very, very much, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Appreciate you. Stay groovy, stay safe as always. Deuces.